Hey, it's Aurelius. Welcome back to the channel. What I'm going to share in this video, my 10 plus favorite tools for creating digital products, running my online business, including this YouTube channel here. I thought because I talk quite a lot about tools and AI apps of all sorts, I thought let's just condense it and put myself in the perspective of, let's say, if I were to lose everything overnight, knock on wood, that's not going to happen or never will. These are the very tools I will use to get back on my feet and basically build it up to the point of where I was before or even better. All right, so the first tool is none other than Notion. I rely on Notion quite heavily for my organization, my planning, my research, pretty much everything. It lives on my Notion workspaces. One of the examples is the master YouTube content planner of mine I use to plan, basically script, write everything, and house all of the topics in one place. It works in this Kanban system where I come up with any ideas and I'll put it on this column called ideas. And then if I feel like I'm vibing with that or it's a topic I'd like to talk about next, then I will move it to this section where it says to script. And then I'll go ahead, create this, and then maybe I'll have notes already just so I don't forget what that thought was. But essentially, I can start from the beginning with my own script. I'll just create another one from scratch so that you can see what I usually use. So right here, I've got a video template, and then it'll automatically insert this checklist for me, ensuring I don't miss out on any steps, including the actual structure of my typical videos, right? For my tutorials, how-tos, and tips, things like that. So I would fill in the blanks and then move it along this kind of process line where then it's ready to record. Once it's recorded, it'll go to recorded. Then once I've uploaded it, I put it here so that my video editor knows that this is the next video to work on, and then it'll move along the process line. And this is just one example and one use of Notion of mine. Other than that, it's things like recording notes and any thoughts, a bit of journaling there as well. I also have a reading list so that I don't forget any books that I want to read in the future. I also use it as a planner. So I follow the 12-week year planner. If you're unaware, it's a book. And then based on that methodology, you basically work or structure your whole year based on 12-week increments. And by the way, if you're looking to start a YouTube channel or if you're wanting to stay consistent with your channel, posting content on a regular basis, it's worked for me for the past 5 years. I rely heavily on this content planner and it is for sale. I'll link it up in the description box below if you're keen, and also all the tools in the description as well. Otherwise, Notion is quite self-explanatory. I'm sure you've heard of it. So let's move on to the next tool. Okay, next up is an AI tool, and that's none other than ChatGPT. Now, I know there are quite a lot of LLMs out there and chatbots, including Claude, you got Perplexity for other purposes, and so many others. But instead of overwhelming myself with the choices and having so many different tools to work with, I seem to always turn back to ChatGPT. I've tried Claude. It does supposedly output more creative content if you're in that space or if you're looking for a bit more of that. Maybe it is my prompting, but I'm putting the exact prompt into ChatGPT and I get a better output that I actually think is more usable. It sounds like me, but I'm sure if I do dive into something like Claude a bit more, I will get the output that I want. But using ChatGPT, really, I can do anything, especially with now the image generation where you can output images. So no longer do you need tools like Midjourney to generate images from scratch. You can pretty much use this, and I am on the ChatGPT, the Plus plan, so that does help in that aspect as well. I'm using ChatGPT for pretty much anything like my assistant, even things when it comes to content, correcting grammar, simple things like that too. Or if I need like a sidekick or someone who is readily available. It's not really someone, it is an AI, but if I can just put it in and then get an answer right away rather than waiting for someone, why not use that to my advantage? I've even used it to generate things like book covers, and this looks really aesthetic, really professional. I mean, it looks almost like someone, a professional photographer, took it, this is the prompt I used, design a book cover that's entitled this, and then make the background basically blurry and everything looks clean and aesthetic, and it's output that exact thing. And one particular feature I've been really loving is ChatGPT's advanced mode. So you can literally use your phone. I've got the ChatGPT app, and then when I'm picking up my daughter from school on the way, it takes me about 10 to 15 minutes. That's a good amount of time. I can just have a conversation with the AI on ChatGPT and just voice my notes, right? Voice any ideas I have, or perhaps a future YouTube topic of mine, and then at least it's recorded. It's out of my mind, out of sight, and then I could always revisit it, or right off the bat come up with the script and get the assistance of ChatGPT to formulate this YouTube script of mine. And that feature alone is worth every single cent of the ChatGPT Plus subscription. But enough said about ChatGPT. It really is an invaluable tool. Okay, next up on the list is another powerful tool that pretty much eliminates the use or the need of other tools, and this is the one you know, and it's right here, right? It is Canva. Pretty much anything that is visual, I will always turn to Canva unless I need to do a bit more of an advanced like manipulation to a photo and really fine-tune things that Canva can't do. For my digital products business, where I'm selling things like guides, ebooks, and online courses, one example is my 50 digital product ideas guide. I completely designed this in Canva from scratch. It's so easy to use that I was able to put this together in about a day and then polished it up. It took me another day. Another guide that I created in the past is my digital business roadmap, and all of this, again, created in Canva. I'm also selling my aesthetic ebook covers pack, where you can see that these book covers were designed in Canva. These are all of the templates that my designer designed, and it's all within Canva. And with Canva's latest Canva AI feature, you can pretty much produce any kind of design you want by simply prompting it, and then it will produce it as best as it can. But if you do want a full tutorial on Canva AI, I'll link it up in the description box below. All right, next up on the list is one of my up and coming products, and it's a software tool actually. It's called ReadReady. If you've got an idea for an ebook or a guide and wanting to sell that or give it away to build an email subscriber base, then that's what this tool is for. ReadReady allows you to create aesthetic ebooks and guides in a matter of minutes. So you can see the cover page that it's designed, a table of contents that's auto-generated, and you've got chapters, you've got, of course, the content that you can very well add yourself. But once it's all done, you simply download it, and then your ebook or guide is ready. You can see right here. I've been in this space of creating and selling ebooks and guides since 2006, so I have used tools like Canva to design. However, the issue when it comes to Canva is that you have to base it on a template that's already fixed. You can, of course, design and customize it, but that all takes time. So you can take a look at one of the templates that I selected. I think this is even a pro template, so you do need pro upgraded Canva account for it. So you have to work with the template, replacing all of the text, whereas with the tool that I'm currently building is based on simply inputting the title of your book and the subtitle, enter an author name, and then add some tags that are relevant to your topic. Next, all you need to do is start typing your content. So let's say, what is meditation? And then if you're ever stuck with words, you can always use the assistance of AI by doing a / and use AI suggest, and then that'll come up with content itself. So it's given me a paragraph to work with here, and then you can continue writing your ebook. But hey, you could always use something like ChatGPT, prompt it to come up with a 3,000 word guide on whatever topic, and then it comes out with the topic. All you need to do then is copy it, go back to ReadReady, paste it in. It will automatically detect all the chapters so that ReadReady will actually put those into nice chapter images you'll see later on. And then you can see what it looks like. Nothing to format, nothing to touch. All you need to do is click on next. Choose from a number of templates. There are a few to choose from at the moment, but we are adding more and more. Let's say you want to go with this one. This is a preview of it, and you can see automatically it adds a relevant image to the cover and also table of contents. And it's also added the chapter pages and an about page. You can preview a different template by going next and next until you find one that's most suitable. But let's say you like this one, all you need to do is click on apply, and then you have your ebook ready to go. And from here, you can continue editing or save it as a PDF document. And that's ReadReady in a nutshell. I've used this to create my productivity stack ebook. And this is a PDF that I'm giving away to build my email newsletter, which I can then follow up on those subscribers with latest updates, any of my new videos, things of that nature. Unfortunately, ReadReady is not live just yet, depending on when you're watching this. But if you do want to get on the waitlist so that you'll be the first to be notified, feel free to enter your email using the link down below. That'll take you to the waitlist page. All right, next up, for video creation, such as these tutorials and my online course material and videos, I use a tool for Mac only. It's called Screenflow. I've been using this for many, many years, over 10 years. And the reason why I stick with it is because you only pay once and you don't get lifetime updates, but you only really need to pay that one price to get that version and you can use it forever. As a little side note, I don't edit my own videos. Once I record the screen capture and the video that you're seeing here as a talking head, I pass those two videos to my video editor and then he'll work his magic to edit the video. If you're not using macOS, then there is an alternate for macOS and Windows called Camtasia. They're just as good, if not better, in my opinion, but I've always just been so used to Screenflow. An alternative that I do recommend that's kind of web-based is a tool called Tella. It allows you to put that little bubble face cam on the corner of your screen, like the styles of my videos, and it allows you to do it like in one click. In this example, I did use Tella to record this kind of sales video, and I guided viewers on how my content planner works with the screen on the left with my face cam on the right. And you can do this very thing using Tella. This is what Tella looks like on the back end. You simply hit record, get your webcam ready, your microphone ready, and then you click on use web app, and then there's some recording functionalities here. And then you share the screen that you want to share. And then once you've recorded your video, you'll be taken to the editor where you can play around with all of these settings. As I said, one click is all it takes to change the layout of your video the way you want. And those are pretty much the tools I use to record my videos. Next up on the list is another video tool, and this one's more for collaboration with my video editor, and that's called Frame. Frame allows you and your team, whoever's in your video production team, to collaborate on a video so that you can add commentary, add annotations. For example, when I go into ThriveCart here, which is a past video of mine, I can see what the editor has edited. I play it back on this web platform, and then I can add my comments, such as at timestamp 27 seconds, delete this extra starter membership site text. And if you have a commentary you want to point out at, or something on the background that's annoying, or if you want to blur out something, you add that with something like a little arrow and say blur this, for example, which we don't want to do, of course. But yeah, you can see that it's added. Now you and your editor can see and communicate very clearly. Such a simple tool, but it saves so much headache rather than going back and forward on chat or on email. Next up, when recording my videos, I do notice that my microphone is not always set right, or when I'm talking, sometimes it's low, sometimes it's loud. And in order to counteract all that and level all my audio sound, I use a tool called Auphonic. Simply drag and drop your audio file to its backend, and then it'll normalize, level, get rid of any low-end frequencies, any high-ends, so that you've got pretty much clean audio. And everything that you're hearing right now has been basically processed using Auphonic. So my editor will go into Auphonic, he'll extract the audio of my videos, and then he'll simply use a preset. So no playing around at all with the parameters of any sort, and then pretty much click process, and then the audio is done. He'll transfer it back to the final video, and then at the end of the day, you've got clean audio. I've been recommending Auphonic for many, many years, and the great thing is you can start with 2 hours of free Auphonic like credits each month. Okay, next up, once you have, let's say, a product ready, how do you get it up and running? Or if you want to showcase some of your work, some of your projects, or even build your personal brand, showing people what you do, what you have to offer, you do need a website. And that's where I recommend a web host called Hostinger. One of its powerful features is its AI website builder. So no longer do you have to code or play around with a lot of the templates and settings. What you do is you simply enter your brand name. I've just made up something hypothetical. This is called Founder Flow, and enter a description about your business and simply click on create a website. However, they do have pre-made templates if you'd like to go that route too. And here are some of the templates. You can base them on different industries. Let's go with this. We're going to click on create a website, and you can see how easy and quick it is to produce a website from scratch. And in less than 30 seconds, it's produced the website for me. It's laid it all out, even added a background image. It's a little distracting, but this could very well and easily be changed. We've got a header here with a menu bar, and then down the bottom, we've got some features and little bit about them, some offers as well, and then down the bottom we've got testimonials and get in contact with us. So these are basically the essentials that you need to have on your website. And from here you can change your color scheme if you'd like to do so. That'll change. You can see the different colors and how that affects it. But once you're set on a particular theme, you can click on continue. That'll take you to the more advanced editor, which is then really easy to use anyway. And it's as simple as dragging, dropping, and retitling, entering your own heading here, anything you wish. Rearranging is quite simple, just drag and drop where you want it. So I want to drag this sub or slogan down the bottom, while this is somewhere here with the button a little more below as well. So you can move about things using drag and drop. So literally anywhere you want, you can change the size of different sections. And then if you don't like a particular section, you can always delete them. Otherwise, you can add a section, put in these pre-made sections and blocks, depending on what you'd like to add, such as a little bit about you, some services, product category, testimonials, boxes here, an Instagram feed. If you want social icons as well, you can add it down there to your footer. Add more pages to your website here. You've got elements as well, so you can add buttons, you can add social icons once more, videos too on your website. We've got AI tools, even the ability to add e-commerce functionality so that you can start selling your products, whether that's digital or physical. Hosting is quite affordable for what it is, considering you can host up to 50 websites. You get a free domain name to get started with, daily backups giving you peace of mind. And hey, I've even hooked you up with a special discount if you do want to consider starting your own website or plan on migrating from a different web host. So if you go and have a coupon code, simply enter Aurelius, apply it, and that'll take effect with any plan that is at least 12 months. So in this case, we've got a 48-month plan, and that will save you even more. So if you want to start building your website using its AI website builder, I'll link it up in the description box below. Next up, one of my most valuable assets in my online business is my email list, or also known as a newsletter. And for that, I use a tool called Omnisend. Omnisend allows you to collect those leads, those subscribers, right? Start your own newsletter and then follow up on those subscribers using broadcast messages, kind of like one-off messages, or if you can create workflows and automations too, so that different emails are sent on predetermined days, and that will automatically happen on the back end. It also has a range of email templates to start with, or you can very well start from scratch. But if you're looking for something like a welcome message, you can filter it by that and then start with that. I've got this really simple web form to collect email subscribers on my website, and Omnisend's got a variety of forms for you to choose from these spinning wheel quizzes, depending on what you like, of course, down to just the very basics like the one that I've built. But if you like what you see, you can go ahead and click on use template and start with that. The email editor is pretty straightforward to use. I send an email about once a week to my email subscribers, alerting them of a new video that I've just published. And you can see one of my latest ones about my YouTube studio. And as simple as that, I can then send it to almost 20,000 subscribers, extra views, in addition to, of course, traffic from YouTube. Omnisend is free to get started for the first 250 subscribers that you build. And then after that, you'll go on one of its paid plans. And for that, I do have a coupon code for you to use. Aurelius 30. I'll link it in the description box below. Essentially, that will give you 30% off for the first 3 months on any plan. But in my opinion, I feel like email marketing is quite underutilized by many creators and entrepreneurs. All they think about is just building on social media, on Instagram and on YouTube or whatever channel, and then they end up putting their eggs in one basket when you can very well have a backup, or if not, your primary source of traffic through email marketing. And that can be a powerful thing, especially if you've got products and offers that you want to start selling. But anyway, relating back to the topic of this video, email marketing is a definite must. That's why I've put it on this list. All right, next up on the list, if you want to actually start making money, start monetizing and start selling your own products, you do need some sort of shopping cart system. For that, I've been using ThriveCart for almost 10 years. The reason why is because they offered a lifetime deal where you need to just pay once and then that's it. There's no monthly retainers, no recurrings. And that's one thing I really love, as opposed to some other tools where they're charging, let's say, $97 per month over time. That really does add up. And if you're like me, who has a ton of subscriptions with many services, I do not want another subscription if I can. Like if I want to avoid it, that's what I want to do. But with ThriveCart, all you really need to pay is that $4.95 fee, and you can use it for the life of it, including future updates too. It does stand out when it comes to digital types of products, and you can do these funnels, you can create these bump offers, you can do one-click upsell funnels, you can embed your cart anywhere, no matter where you're hosting your website. Most of the products that I sell are hosted on ThriveCart, so the content planner that you saw is all hosted there. So if I click on add to cart, this is all powered by ThriveCart. For instance, with ThriveCart, you can do these one-click bump offers where by default, if you do choose the basic package, it's about $29.70, including the GST. But if you do add the Pro package, it adds it automatically. And this bumps the offer and increases the value of the customer too. Same goes for my 50 digital product ideas guide. And if you look down the bottom, the cart's right there. In fact, this whole page is hosted by ThriveCart. So not only is it a cart system where you embed the cart, but you can also build landing pages all within ThriveCart. What's also great is they've got this built-in online course platform called Learn, and all you need to do is add your modules, add your lessons, and then what they will see is something like this. This is just for a one-time product, but if you do have an online course with modules and lessons, it'll all be shown here with the different pages, and then it'll be formatted and laid out in that way so that it makes it easy for your students to navigate through your online course. Speaking of online courses, I do use a separate online course system, but I'm planning to transition it to ThriveCart. Now, this one is called Thinkific. This is what the backend looks like for an online course I launched a couple of years ago called YouTube Master Course. And these are the modules and lessons underneath them. And it goes on. You can create a structured online course all within Thinkific and even build your page to actually start selling it using its landing page builder. And this is what it kind of looks like, where it shows a course curriculum. Of course, I don't use this for actually selling it, but more so as a portal for students to log in and go through the actual course. And this is what the student actually sees. They go through the modules, they click on complete and continue, moving on to the next lesson, the next module, etc. A free alternative, if you're not willing to pay the price of something like Thinkific, is Payhip, and they do have this course built in, this course platform, and it kind of has the same idea where you've got modules and lessons that you can create. And if I click on preview as an enrolled student, you'll see that it looks quite similar to Thinkific. And those right there are pretty much all the tools I would turn back to if I were to start again. I'm just thinking about, are there any other tools that I really need to get started? There really isn't. And as you saw, we've got a couple of AI tools. We've got recording tools, production tools, and tools to actually sell your products and services. That's pretty much it. But hopefully this was insightful and giving you a little bit of behind the scenes on what I actually use, considering I do talk a lot about the latest apps and AI tools here on this channel. But other than that, let me know in the comments which of these you found useful. I'd love to know. In the meantime, I'll leave up a couple of relevant videos for you to watch next. Thanks so much for watching.